starting lineup for Casey Jones and his Boston Celtics: Kevin McHale, Larry Bird, Robert Parrish, Dennis Johnson, and Danny Ainge returning to starting duty again after an ankle injury kept him out 3 of 5 games. And for George Irvin and the Indiana Pacers, it's going to be Ron Anderson, Wayman Tisdale in the forward slots. Steve Stepanovich will take up chores in the center, along with Clint Richardson and Vern Fleming in the backcourt. Our officials for tonight's game: on the right, that is Grandpa Earl Strom, and on the left, Jess Thompson. Earl with a couple of his grandchildren here, a lovely set of twin boys and a darling little girl. That's why he's smiling, because they're here watching him perform tonight. And the Indiana Pacers, Bill, a team that really has been struggling with the injury problems that they've had. As you look at the experience of these two teams, and it's even worse than that. If you take Scott Wedman and Bill Walton and add up their years of NBA experience, they have more than the entire Pacer ball club. And George Irvin and Casey Jones trying to continue, well, George trying to get something different going. Casey trying to continue along with what's been happening.
And George has to pay for that inexperience.
Yes, he does. And, of course, the first person that the fans, for sure, and the press seem to want to blame is the coach. But there are a lot of times extenuating circumstances that take place. And we'll talk a little bit more about that as the game goes on. With the injury problem to the Pacers, they've had to make a lot of adjustments. And they really haven't had things go the way they had them laid out on paper at the start of the season. The Pacers with the first opportunity. And they actually went backcourt because what happened is we had a situation that took place, a backcourt violation. The Pacers, and show you the inexperience, are actually going from left to right on your screen. They got the rebound, and Clinton Richardson could have had a layup. And Clinton Richardson threw the ball back this way to his own teammates to go towards the Boston Celtics basket. So when things go bad, they go real bad. Fleming with good defense. Shot clock inside of 10 for Boston. And we told you Larry Bird has got the shooting touch back.
That's a unique way to start a game, Rick.
I know. You know, talk about this, was it wrong way Corrigan, whoever it was in football? I mean, that's a little new version of it. Stepanovich battles inside, almost tipped in by Tisdale.
You know, Rick, Stepanovich can be an outstanding center in this league. I expect that he will be.
Kevin McHale with a good spin move against Wayman Tisdale has a big height advantage and a lot more experience.
Yeah, Tisdale shouldn't feel too bad about it, although he should adjust, because Kevin McHale's been after a lot of guys this year and last year.
Tisdale returns the favor.
Now, inside the paint there, he can get his shot off remarkably well. I'm talking about Wayman Tisdale.
Bird with the miss, and we apologize for some of our audio problems in our transmission. As Clint Richardson with a good reverse move. His first 2 points of the game. We're tied at 4, 10:25 to go here in the first period from Market Square Arena. They find Danny Ainge wide open from 18. Robert Parrish with another rebound. Look at the ball movement. Larry Bird quickly to Parrish. Foul inside. That's going to be
great ball movement there.
Now, Larry Bird had a great shot, and there's not a lot of players would have given that last pass up like he did to Parrish inside, but that's what makes him a superstar. You saw Larry Bird. He was wide open for the shot.
Well, but you always especially with the big guys, if they're in there and open, you get the ball to them because they have bad attitude if you don't, Rick.
You don't want the big fellas upset with you, do you?
Oh, no.
Robert Parrish with his first 2 points of the ball game. The Celtics lead by 2. Shot clock goes down inside of 10 for Indiana. It's at 5 now. 3, 2. Tisdale just beats the buzzer. They call an offensive foul before the shot on Wayman Tisdale. George Irvin not pleased with that call at all.
Now, what's their run the half-court offense then, the Pacers, Rick? And I'm not sure whether the Celtics defense is that good or they're just not running the offense very well.
Tisdale to Fleming. Stefanovic taken away by Dennis Johnson. Bird off target once again. Anderson just inside the three-point area, and the outside shooting of the Pacers continues to be.
They missed him first, too. He had a better shot about 5 seconds before that.
Shot clock goes inside of 10 for Boston. Larry Bird called for traveling.
That'll happen to you when you know you got your shot, Rick, and then it starts to not fall until you say, well, maybe I better get a little closer on this one. Travel a little bit.
A legal defensive warning against the Boston Celtics. And it was called against Danny Ainge. Earl Strom, the official making that call. See, even great teams, Bill, and players with experience make a mistake with the defense. I'm not going to get it.
I don't care. I still say if you know the rules, you should never have that called.
Well, at least you're consistent, Bill, with that defense. Bird quickly to McHale. Pacers get back very well, but McHale doesn't care. Blocked by Stefanovic, but the foul is going to be on Fleming down low. But credit that play totally to Larry Bird with an excellent outlet pass.
Well, that was a good example of the shots that set that fast break up that Tisdale took. That is not a shot that he's comfortable with. That's obvious. So they had a long rebound, fast break.
Well, Kevin McHale has certainly turned into one of the outstanding players in this league. He was the premier sixth man of the game for a number of years, moved into the starting position, and he's one of the outstanding big forwards, if you want to classify
really
people into
forward.
that area, that are playing today. Just so consistent, playing outstanding basketball. Tisdale tries again over McHale. McHale got a hand on it. Bird was up in the net on that one, but they didn't see it. Or if they did, they didn't think there was anything wrong with it. McHale again inside. So Kevin McHale with 6 quick points. And the Celtics lead by 6, 10-4. 7:50 now to go here in the first quarter. George Irvin is going to decide to take a timeout, talk things over with the young Pacer ball club. So, well, both teams, Bill, off to a shaky start offensively, shooting from the floor 2 for 8 for 25% for the Pacers and only 42.9 for the Celtics on 3 of 7. But the Celtics have been able to get that good penetration inside, going to the basket and get to the line, and they're 4 for 4 there. Pacers have yet to be to the line, and their inside game is more or less just a turnaround jumper on the part of Tisdale, and not real penetration to the hoop is what you need to get to the line. Shot clock goes down inside of 10. 5. 2, and they're forced to take another tough shot from the outside. Anderson with the rebound for the Pacers, and finally they hit one from out there. First 2 for Anderson. Celtics by 4.
And for all their work, they're not getting very good shots, Rick, for the amount of effort they put into their offense.
Tisdale battling inside with McHale, trying to keep him from that good position. Three-pointer, Ainge. Stefanovic with another rebound. He's got 4 already in the ball game. Bird off the Tisdale miss. Quickly to Parrish. Takes it home. What a perfect pass by Larry Bird. The Chief has 4 for Boston. They lead by 6. 6:45 to play in the first quarter. Stefanovic, one of the better outside shooters actually on the Indiana Pacer team, comes up with his first 2 points. Ainge on the penetration. Good defense by Stefanovic. A foul on Ainge.
Here's a nice pass from Larry Bird. One dribble, heads up. Robert Parrish runs right to it, takes it home.
Fleming. He'll get it back. Well, he won't. Larry Bird is a little bit too quick that time. Good anticipation by Bird. Casey Jones calling out a play he would like to have run. He doesn't do a great deal of that from the sidelines. McHale pumps until he finally gets them to commit, but he can't come away with it. 3 against 3. Richardson, foul on Ainge, and that was not a good shot by Clint, and Danny probably is upset. Yes, because Clint has been shooting very poorly, only 26.9% in his last 3 games. There it is again.
Around the elbow.
I think if I were, you know, I don't know, when you were a player, did you look at the stats of other players or how they were running and read those game notes? I used to do it to get an idea of how a guy is going. And a guy like Richardson, if I read that he was shooting 26% over the last 3 games, I would no way would I foul him from the outside.
Well, that may be true, Rick, but we had this problem. The guys always play a little better when we came to town.
Yeah, well, I'll talk about Stepanovic. He's one of them. When he plays the Celtics, all of a sudden, he gets turned on. Parrish over Stepanovic with good defense. Excellent defense and another rebound. Anderson, good defense by DJ, but Tisdale's there. There's the strong move. And we're tied at 12. 5:20 to go here in the first quarter. Larry Bird draws a lot of traffic. And a legal defensive warning is going to be against Vern Fleming. What happened is he turned to see what was happening, and his man moved. And so he wasn't really guarding anybody. There he is on the right side of your screen. You see, now he'll turn his head and you'll see. Now here's his man. His man's going to cut off to the side. He's playing over here. His man now cuts through. He stays. And there's the illegal defensive warning. He's not guarding anybody right now.
But he's keeping his eye on the ball.
Yeah. We want to remind you that at the conclusion of the game, Bill and I will be selecting the Light Beer Most Valuable Player of the Game. And in conjunction with the award, Turner Broadcasting the Light Beer for Miller will present a check for $500 to the National Multiple Sclerosis Foundation in that player's name. And it was a Boston Celtic 22nd timeout as George Irvin talks things over. Now, talking about Stepanovic, Bill, he had his best overall game of his career back in November against the Celtics when the Pacers won here. He had his first triple-double ever, 20 points, 14 rebounds, and 10 assists in only 37 minutes. And you can see the shooting for both ball clubs at this juncture. Larry Bird, three-pointer, counted. Bird now with 5. Well, so much for the philosophy of going to the basket when you missed a couple. Shows you how much we know, right? And that's going to be McHale pushing.
And so what the Pacers might be better off if they were to take and use a high-low post with Tisdale down low and Stepanovic out top.
Yes.
Since he's a good outside shooter.
And take advantage of the strengths of both teams, both players. Celtics lead by 3.
Excuse me, Rick. Yeah. Forget about their size or position they play, but use them to play with their talent.
And there's Clint Richardson continuing with his erratic outside shooting. Ainge was wide open. DJ didn't see him. Now he finds him. And he finds DJ. And DJ finds the basket.
They're finding things out there.
Yes, they are. 2 points for Dennis Johnson. The Celtics 5-5. A little under 4:30 to play. Offensive foul going to be called.
Anderson, I believe.
Against Anderson. Pushing against Dennis Johnson, who was impeding his progress.
You see, sometimes you'll get those little macho shoving matches, and you win the battle and lose the war.
Larry Bird. He was off balance, fading away at that time. That was a very difficult shot.
It was almost a brick.
It's about as bad as you might see Larry Bird shoot one. That's true. Anderson, strong move inside. Anderson picked up from Cleveland. Created quite a controversy that we'll talk about here. George Irvin got a little heat from a local basketball coach. Robert Parrish. Stipo played pretty good defense that time, and Robert just made an outstanding shot.
Robert's a great player, and he'll make those shots that look like tough shots, he'll make them routinely.
That's 6 for Parrish. Ainge knocks it out of bounds. Got 9 on the shot
good defense along the baseline after they gave up the baseline, which they should not have done.
Shot clock goes down to 6. 4. Parrish, excellent defense, takes it from Fleming. Scott Webben will be coming in for Boston momentarily. Danny Ainge off the Robert Parrish screen, and Stepanovic with another rebound. Stipo to the cutting Tisdale, and that's going to be goaltending.
I'm not sure about that call. Let's take another look at that. Here comes Tisdale right down the middle. Close.
I don't know if it was ball, hand, and backboard contact or not, but regardless, the Pacers have 2 points.
I think he called it on the downward play.
It's a low trajectory. 3-point Boston lead. Dane Ainge wide open. He can toast marshmallows over there, and that's the toughest shot of all as Bird battles for the rebound amongst 3 white shirts, and he'll go to the free throw line. That foul is going to be against Anderson, and the Boston Celtics have called a timeout. We've played 9 minutes and 15 seconds of the first quarter, and the Boston Celtics have a 3-point advantage. I tell you, Bill, I thought I was worried for a minute because I thought they were talking about me. Obviously, they're not because they misspelled the name.
Rick, they meant you. They love you in Indiana. Hey, Rick. You see, now, you think that they spelled it wrong.
No, they meant somebody else. They really did, though.
See, you think they spelled it wrong, Rick, but that's the way they pronounce it here in the Midwest. Okay?
Okay. Thank you very much. I got a button also. The button I received, it says, tons of fun.
Hey, Rick.
Obviously, some ladies with a very good sense of humor.
I just want to know, how does it feel to be so loved, Rick?
Oh, I'll tell you, it's a lot to love there. But it's okay. My wife satisfies me perfectly, Bill. Thank you. Larry Bird from the free throw line. He's got 7. One of the highlights of my broadcasting career, that was.
Hey. Back home in Indiana.
Clark Kellogg has come into the game for the Pacers. Bill Walton for the Celtics. Bill with the block against Stepanovic, who hustles to get it back. Another effort, and he finally comes through. And Stipo playing another outstanding game. He's got 4 points, playing good defense, and he's rebounding exceptionally well with 7 rebounds thus far. 9 rebounds, excuse me, just got 2 down there on the offensive end. Larry Bird. So much for telling people not to fade away from long distances. 9 for Bird. Back to a 5-point Boston advantage. Inside of 2 minutes now to go, first period. Fleming over Seasting, who has come in. Seasting, the former Indiana Pacer. Clint Richardson. That's going to be the 4th team foul against the Pacers. The Celtics have 3.
Now,
First in the last 2 minutes.
What Dennis Johnson did then was he was running the court, he looked up, and he saw the 2 of the Pacers about to collide. If he changed direction, so Clint Richardson came off a pick by his own man, really, to get in that foul trouble.
Stuart Gray has come in for the Pacers along with Terrence Stansberry. Stepanovic and Richardson to the bench. Tisdale against McHale. Walton sneaks inside as Gray neglected to box him off. First 2 for Bill. 5-point Boston advantage. 1.5 minutes to go. First period. Stansberry, good acrobatic move. Stansberry, participant in last year's slam dunk contest.
A little bitty steps by Seasting on that play.
Knocked away by Stansberry. And Seasting comes away with a loose ball.
3, 4.
Bill Walton.
I was counting the dribbles. I think about 6 is about his limit.
4 for Bill Walton. Back to a 5-point Boston advantage. 50 seconds. First quarter to go, and Tisdale comes up short again. Walton is there. Great pass, DJ to McHale. He'll go to the line as the foul will be on Tisdale. And the Boston Celtics showing you what passing the basketball is all about. See the second personal against Wayman. That will bring the penalty in.
Great pass by Dennis Johnson, just the right velocity. There goes Kevin McHale. And those big guys know what to do with it when they catch it at the other end. Parrish and McHale I'm talking about.
Bill Garnett coming in for Wayman Tisdale. McHale now with 9. And it's an 8-point advantage for the Celtics, the biggest lead of the ball game thus far. 35 seconds to play here in the first quarter. Stansbury just inside the 3-point range. Walton again with the rebound.
He's doing a good job off the board coming off the bench. Bill Walton is tonight.
Did a great job the other night against Denver in their win when he had 10 rebounds and made some great outlet passes to fire up that second half comeback, or that actually explosion by the Celtics. They were tied at 63 at the half. Look at that pass by Bill Walton. Dennis Johnson now with 4.
He said there's nothing on the basketball court you'd rather do than make a pass like that.
And the Pacers can't get the last shot off, and the Boston Celtics have all of a sudden exploded right here. They now have the biggest lead of the ball game. They have 32. The Pacers only 22. You know, it's interesting. This game kind of reminds me of the game on the 2nd of January when Boston came in here and beat the Pacers, because Indiana's out rebounding Boston right now. And in that game, as you see rebounds and turnovers coming up, the Pacers shot 52% in that game on the 2nd, out rebounded Boston 45-35, and still lost by 18 points. So it shows you how well Boston Celtics are capable of playing. Kellogg off the Walton miss. That's Garnett against Bird. Shot clock goes inside of 10. Kellogg over the height advantage on Dennis Johnson.
They made him switch and took advantage of it. You have to do that. You have to really take your time to set that up sometime.
See, like DJ and Seasting in the backcourt, Bird, Wedman, and Walton in the front line for Boston. Shot clock goes inside of 10 for the Celtics. Garnett against Bird. Bird dips the shoulder in, no call. Walton almost had it, and Gray is there. From 17, Bill Garnett draws iron. Clark Kellogg. That's about the same spot he got the rebound to win the game back in November.
And that's just and he's not back in shape yet, but that's an indication of what he does for this team when he's in shape.
Larry Bird, so smooth, gave a real good ball fake to get Garnett to commit himself, and then made a quick move to his right, and Garnett used his hands and picked up the foul. DJ from about 18. Tough roll. Kellogg to Stansbury. 4 points for Stansbury. DJ with the same type of bad bounce. Wedman, then Walton. You can't give the good teams 3 shots.
No.
Rick Carlisle coming in.
Either
for
they get a dunk shot or 2 free throws.
And it's the latter in this instance.
Stuart Gray was a great high school basketball player.
Bill, there's a lot of guys that were great high school basketball players.
No, I remember reading about...
you weren't.
I know. Boy, do I know. I remember reading about him when he was in high school. He was a great high school player.
He wasn't too shabby either, this fellow here. Had a pretty decent career, too, at UCLA, didn't he?
You know, a very interesting thing, I talked with Bill Walton when he was playing at Portland. And, you know, you always wonder why a guy would pick the college that they went to. And he told me the reason he went to UCLA was Wooden was the only coach that promised him that he would play center, just center, and with great players.
Well, he came through very well in the center position, as did Bill Garnett on that last play for Indiana, cutting it to a 4-point Celtic lead. We've got 9:50 to go here in the second quarter. A little double teaming, and Larry Bird, as usual, finds the open man, and they get it to Wedman. Good play by Carlisle. Scotty with his first 2 points, back up to a 6-point Celtic advantage.
Indiana's hanging in there because the Celtics are on the verge of trying to break it open.
Kellogg called for traveling. Got a little too cutesy, I guess. George Irvin is getting warned. Now, Earl Strom is warning his assistants or players on the bench to stop with their gyrations.
Let's see what right is. Now, here's Kellogg, and he's going to go behind his back. And that's a little too many steps, although it's a good idea.
Live action, Carlisle. Good cut, good pass, and a good defensive play. Back come the Pacers. Clark Kellogg. You can see why he's so valuable to this ball club. He does a lot of things. Kellogg has 6 off the bench. And Casey Jones wasting no time getting ready to bring back in Kevin McHale and Robert Parrish, and they'll be coming in right now as Richardson comes back into the game for the Pacers. Now they're not letting them come in because they're saying at the bench here that McHale and Parrish had not reached the scorer's table, Bill. I mean, that's a little bit ticky there. I mean, how many times have you walked 2 steps and kind of signaled and waved with your hand? Well, they'll try anything here in Indiana to win, won't they? Richardson.
If I could keep those 2 guys out another minute, I would.
I know, but usually the coach would hope to do it, but George got a lot of assistance from the scorer's table that time. Now Parrish comes in and McHale. That'll take Wedman and Walton out of the ball game for Boston. So now let's see. Let's set the lineup for you here. We've got Richardson and Stansbury in the backcourt for Indiana. Kellogg, Garnett in the front line. And for the Celtics, Bird, McHale, and Parrish, the formidable front line that everyone knows about. And Rick Carlisle along with Jerry Seasting. So 2 reserves running things in the backcourt. Richardson has 6 points, 4 of them from the free throw line.
Sam Vincent usually plays in this spot, but he's not. He didn't even make the trip for the Celtics this trip.
Sam was injured that game the other night. Jerry Seasting brings it back to a 4-point Boston lead. 8:30 to go, second period. Vincent has a contusion in his right kneecap. He got that in our game we did with Atlanta, where Dominique Wilkins was so outstanding. Richardson shooting a little flat, it looks to me like, Bill. He hits the deck, but he gets the basket. 2-point lead now for the Celtics. Richardson has got 8 points. Great quick spin move by Parrish, and we talked about that in the other game when Tree Rollins overplayed Robert to the incorrect side, and this time Stepanovic did the same thing. Dennis Johnson will be coming back in shortly. 7:50 to go here in the second period. Stansbury starting to warm up from outside. 6 points.
Now, if their perceived problem is that no outside shooting, then those are bad shots that they've made the last 2 times down.
Foul's going to be on Kellogg. Now DJ is in.
You know, the Pacers seem to think they have a problem with outside shooting. And I think if they really believe that, then it becomes a problem.
And upcoming NBA action here in the Superstation will be this Monday, Martin Luther King Jr. Day at 1:05 Eastern Time. The New York Knicks at the Philadelphia 76ers. Patrick Ewing against Moses Malone, followed by the Lakers at Chicago. John and Skip will bring you the action of that game. 3:30, and then the big one on Wednesday night, 8:05 p.m. Eastern Time. The Lakers against the Celtics for their first meeting since Lakers won the championship in Boston Garden last year. As Kevin McHale comes through with another basket, he's got 11. Back to a 4-point advantage for the Celtics. Clint Richardson. He's got 10. 7:15 to play here in the first half. Kevin McHale. Stepanovic again on the boards. 10 rebounds for Stepanovic here with 7 minutes still to play in the first half. Shot clock down inside of 10. Kellogg.
That was a tough shot.
I tell you what, Bill, he said he didn't have his legs. Well, he's getting him back real quick, I think. He's got 8. Parrish comes up short. Kellogg with the rebound. Back come the Pacers. Garnett from Kellogg.
That was disheartening when you make a play like that.
DJ gets the shooter's bounce.
And the guy misses the layup.
Breaks the tie. Celtics by 2. Kellogg ties it again at 44. Clark's warming up now with 10. DJ dips the shoulder into Garnett. Gets it to Carlisle, who comes through. Carlisle with his first 2. Danny Ainge waiting to come in for the Celtics on the next dead ball. We're inside of 6 minutes to play here in the first half. Garnett. And again, he misses the layup. I think McHale got her hand on that one, though, Bill, to cause a little bit of a problem. Bird misses. Stansbury saves. Garnett.
I guess there would be a little reluctance to shoot after. Not from him, though.
Well, Stansbury is not, as we're tied again for the 5th time in the ballgame at 46. And Kellogg with a good play. The lead pass, but it wasn't high enough. Larry Bird with a great play. From 18, DJ. Knocked out of bounds, they say, by Clark Kellogg. And you can hear what the fans think about Earl's call. Let's watch this last sequence. There's a good steal. Now watch the pass. Too flat, but Bird saw it coming, anticipated a lob pass. Bill would have been perfect.
Sure would. That last doesn't run to it.
Well, let's see who hits it out of bounds. Oh, boy, that was right off of Robert Parrish. The fans had reason to boo as Ainge, who comes in, quickly gets 2. Ainge with his first points of the game. Breaks the tie. Tisdale has come back in. He's posting up against McHale. McHale, it's another offensive foul against Tisdale. That's 2 that's been called on him for throwing the arm off. See George Irvin getting someone else.
Here's he goes up. Close.
Hey, he just put his arm up. 3-pointer, no good. Richardson. The Pacers have missed 3 easy shots inside. Bird to McHale. He'll go to the line. I'll tell you one thing, if the Pacers have been doing their layups, be a different ball game right here. 4:33 to go in the half. Tisdale's going right back out. Anderson has come in.
I think Indiana's calling timeout, Rick.
Yes, they are to discuss the situation here, but that's Herb Williams, who's out tonight with an injury. But back on January the 8th, he makes the longest 3-point shot thus far in the NBA. Now watch this play coming up here against the Sacramento Kings. Now Williams is going to get the rebound, and here's the heave, almost the full length of the court. And even a blind squirrel finds an acorn once in a while, Bill.
And he didn't bank it either. I mean, he went for the
right, Bill.
He went for the front of the back rim.
Kevin McHale with his 12th point. 3-point Boston advantage. And if you believe, if somebody believes that one out there, Bill, I got a bridge I want to sell them. McHale with 13. The Celtics by 4. 4.5 minutes to go here in the first half. Fleming is back in with Richardson in the backcourt. Martin is into the ball game. It was not Anderson who came in. Bill Martin. Stipo with a nice move, but doesn't come through with it. And McHale comes away with the rebound. The Celtics again on the attack. That's going to be on Garnett, holding McHale. That's going to be the penalty against the Pacers. Celtics only have 1 team foul this period.
Let's take another look at that foul. Is Garnett. Oh, yes. And then Kevin gave him a little of the Hollywood bit, too.
It kind of looked like they got their feet tangled, and that Kevin sort of tripped a little bit on Garnett's foot.
And Garnett's having a difficult time tonight, we'll say, around the basket.
Boston with that 5-point advantage on fast break opportunities. Indiana, even though they've had 2 more chances, those missed layups have put a little dent into that. Celtics back up by 6. And I wonder how long this is going to continue. The Celtics pull up, the Pacers chip away, the Celtics pull ahead, and the Pacers chip away as Bill Martin cuts it to a 4-point lead.
And Bill Martin is a better player than has been evidenced by the amount of time and things that he's accomplished.
Well, you used to see him play a lot, didn't you, when he was back in college?
I saw him play a lot in practice.
Practice.
And I know that he can play.
When you were down visiting Georgetown. Good ball movement. The shot clock goes down to 4, and Danny Ainge comes through again. That's one of the areas of the game that the people that said the Celtics have a weakness is their outside shooting. Well, this season, they're not saying that so often, thanks to the fine play of Danny Ainge and Dennis Johnson. And also Jerry Seasting has helped. Shot clock is at 10. Stipo with a brick.
Well, he sort of misfired a little bit on that play.
Seemed like he rushed himself a bit. DJ Parrish, nobody came over as Stipo did what he had to do,
right.
Pick up the penetration. Nobody came in to help out and keep Parrish off to the glass.
I know that when I was playing center, Rick, that's the one thing I get mad at my teammates about. If I went out to cover, then nobody covered for me. You got to have team defense when you're going to go out, especially more than 5 feet or 10 feet away from the basket.
And a 20-second timeout by the Pacers. And this program is authorized on the rights that are granted by the National Basketball Association solely for the entertainment of our audience, and any publication, reproduction, or other use of the pictures, descriptions, or accounts of this game without the express written consent of the National Basketball Association is prohibited. I'll tell you what'll happen. I remember in the old days, and somebody was telling me a story, as Wilt used to say to the guys on the team, this is, I hear it from secondhand information, is that he finally turned to me and said, listen, if you're not going to pick my man up, I'm not picking yours up.
And that, you know, that usually gets those little guys' attention when you say something like that to them.
Indiana with an advantage on the offensive boards as far as points scored. They trail by 8, 2:40 to go here in the first half. Kellogg knocked away by DJ. McHale throws it to Dennis. Right? Throws it to the sidelines. Good play by Fleming, and he was on the sideline. Stepped out of bounds. They're taking the 24-second clock down to 20 seconds because there was never control of the ball on the Pacers' part, so the original 24-second clock is in effect. And the Celtics have 4 seconds to get it over half court.
And they started with the...
Actually, 6
court.
they had. They had 6 seconds to get it over. Kevin McHale over Kellogg. McHale,
you know,
has 17.
McHale, when he gets the ball in the middle, he's so in line with what he wants to do that nothing can distract him. You have to block a shot of fouling for him to not get a good shot off.
Kellogg has it taken away again, this time by Larry Bird. Parrish walks. 5th turnover for Boston. 1:54 to go here in the first half. And the Celtics back up to that big lead of 10, their biggest of the game. They had that at the end of the first period.
And a lot of turnovers this quarter has hurt the Pacers more than it's helped the Celtics now, you might say.
Kellogg. Clark Kellogg now with 12.
He's going to be pretty good when he gets in shape, Rick.
Not doing too bad tonight if he's out of shape. Shot clock inside of 10. No two-man game, Bird and Parrish. Robert Parrish, and again, Martin overplayed him to let him spin to his left. You've got to overplay Robert Parrish at that side. Make him go back towards the middle.
Make him use his left hand as the ball he's handling the ball, as the hand he's going to handle the ball with.
Parrish now with 12. Fleming. Another layup opportunity missed. Martin. Parrish quickly to Bird. Excellent lead. Goaltending on Martin. Larry Bird credited with the basket. That will give Bird 11 now in the ball game, and it gives the Celtics their biggest lead with 52 seconds remaining
And that
here
was
in
a
the first
great
half.
outlet pass, that long pass there. You know, sometimes you watch these guys catch these passes, you wonder how they do in football. You want to tell you how they do in football, Rick?
After Bill Martin scores, yes.
They get hit one time after catching the pass. Never again will they catch.
Dennis Johnson off the screen from McHale. DJ now with 8. And the Pacers are going to have to make some adjustments. They've been burned rather readily with that long down-court pass, and so they're going to have better defensive balance in the second half as we tick down to 25 seconds to go, first half. Richardson with 5 on the shot clock cuts it to a 10-point Celtic advantage. Coming up at halftime, Prudential Sports Update and a feature on Tiny Archibald. And your host will be Bob Neal. 7 seconds to go here in the first half. Martin comes over the double. Kellogg with the block. 1 second. And that had no chance to go. It would have counted had it been another one of the miracles. That would have beat Herb Williams' shot because he was right at the baseline, Kellogg. But anyway, the Boston Celtics, well, they had a 10-point lead at the end of the first period, and they have a 10-point lead now at the end of the half. 64-54. We'll take a break. Stay tuned for Prudential Sports Update. To get the most out of Quinn Buckner and didn't use them properly. So kind of a story of someone sticking their something or whatever you want to say, foot into somebody else's business or nose. You see the front court scoring. Boston dominating in that department. Now, one of the few times, Bill, that perhaps your post-game analysis was just a little off target. There's an off-target shot by Kevin McHale. You said that you thought the backcourt would determine the ball game.
Not over yet.
Okay.
And besides, Clint Richardson from scoring the 10 points is what kept 12 points is what has kept the Pacers in the game, I believe, more than anything.
Tisdale rushed that shot. Richardson, good hustle to save it. That's Anderson, young man we were talking about. He's got 6. Bird to Parrish, who takes it home.
And as a result of defense getting up into the air, he didn't get the foul that he wanted, but he got a dunk shot, which is, you take that.
And another great play by Larry Bird, kicked by Dennis Johnson to reset the 24-second clock. Speaking about Anderson, who's taking it out of bounds, Bill, he started 2 games now for the Pacers, averaging 16 points a game on 74% shooting, 9.5 rebounds also as a starter. So he's had 2 great performances.
And he's the other word. He's a guy that take the best advantage of the chance that he got.
Shot clock inside of 10. And there he goes again, Anderson. He's got 8. 8-point Boston lead. Minute and a half gone by here in the third quarter. That's going to be the 4th foul on Wayman Tisdale. Both teams have started the second half with their respective starting lineups.
Now that smile means, what? The foul was on me?
And quickly they go right back at him. And McHale responds again. Kevin McHale now with 19 points. Richardson had it knocked away by DJ. Well, there was a mistake. Well, they left Bird open and they got away with it. That ball was over the backboard, touched the support, and it's going to be paced the ball on the sidelines.
You know, when you're a great shooter and a great passer, you can really give guys motion, and they react to it in such odd ways. Now, you know he's a great shooter. He looked like he's going to pass, and everybody left him. And you think that with a great shooter, you just never leave under any circumstance.
Well, of course, Larry Bird, a great passer. Tisdale will go to the line as Bird commits the foul. That's Larry's first. Both teams now with 1 team foul. Now, we talk about Wayman. They're trying to get him to move away from the basket a little bit more, Bill. From what I've seen, he's been still playing with his back to the basket. Here he is posting low again. Larry reached in and hacked him across the left arm.
Now, Rick, the thing about that is, if he can get his shot off in there and score, why make him shoot someplace else?
Well, that's true, but I also would like to see him make a move to the basket. Every one of his moves, Bill, is just a lateral move or a backward move, and it's not a penetration to the basket. That's when you're going to get more foul opportunities, a la what Kevin McHale does, and then at other times you can make that other cutaway or fade away. Parrish takes it home.
Big Steve gambled and lost on that one.
16 now for Robert Parrish. Back to that 10-point advantage for the Celtics. Another turnover. That's 14 for Indiana. Now DJ, well, they say before, but he did what a smart player will or should do, is get that ball in the basket somewhere. I love
that effort. There's no way they should give him a shot on that one. That was disgusting.
Hey, I thought it was kind of neat myself. I watched the move
It's where he
coming
gets
up here.
fouled right there. Now watch this.
Continuation. He didn't put it on the floor. He has the right to continue. He should have been at the line. We come back to live action. Kevin McHale just attempted a couple of opportunities inside.
And the foul's on big.
The foul is going to be on Stefanovic.
I should have tried to pronounce that, Rick. I'm just going to call it. I'll call him Steve. Okay.
Stipo.
You know, because I hate to mispronounce it. I may get it right 3 times, but the one time I mispronounce it bothered me all night.
They also called the basket good for McHale. They called goaltending as well. So now it's a Boston Celtics 13-point lead, and McHale has 22 points. The Pacers have got to be careful. They're going to go ahead and play their way right out of it. It's 7 seconds on the shot clock. Fleming. He's got 4. 8:40 to go here in the third period.
But they can't continue to depend on that kind of shot to keep them in the ball game.
Larry Bird over Anderson. It's 13 for Larry. Celtics with their biggest lead of the ball game. Tisdale. But again, Bill, it still was a jump from the same position. No movement towards the basket.
Well, he won't get a lot of free throws, but if he can score effectively, still can use that great shot by Kevin McHale. Boy, does he have single-mindedness when he gets that ball in the pivot.
24 points for McHale and a 10-point advantage for the Celtics on the inside scoring. Richardson finds Tisdale. Parrish threw it down on the
as he was being
end
held
line.
by Anderson with the other hand.
The ball actually hit out of bounds on that bounce. It would have been out of bounds anyway because it had gone up and hit the support. So it's Pacer ball. New 24-second clock for Indiana.
And we have Dennis Johnson guarding Raymond Tisdale. And that's like trying to hold a wall up. For Dennis, that is.
Tisdale from 17. He's got 12. McHale to Bird. Tisdale. Larry Bird got kneed. He got hit in the leg. He's limping coming up the court. Fleming will go to the free throw line. Foul is on Dennis Johnson. You see Larry Bird there. Still there. You see him bending over. He got obviously in some pain, but it doesn't seem to be serious. Let's see if we can watch what happens here. Right over there, they collided. His left leg and the left leg of Anderson banged against one another. I guarantee you, having had that happen before, that it can be very painful when you get hit down on the shin or in the knee area.
Then you can play with pain, huh, Rick?
Well, I wasn't going to pass up the opportunity to get a few more shots up. As long as you can keep running.
You said it's my leg, not my arm, right?
That's right. Larry Bird, the three-pointer.
And he is limping a little bit, Rick. Coming
16 for Larry. That's his second three-point goal of the ball game. Anderson tracks it down. Now, I don't know how that should have been a foul. He did a great job of retrieving the ball. Bird came up and made contact with it. And George Irvin is upset. Let's watch it once again. There he goes up. He just jumps for the ball. Larry came backwards into him. I don't think that was a particularly good call, but we've got a timeout. 6:46 to go here in the third quarter. 10:05 p.m. this Sunday, the sports page will have a Super Bowl preview with Paul Hornung, Pepper Rogers, and Alex Hawkins. They'll be joining hosts Nick Charles and Kevin Christopher, so we hope you'll join them. That's this Sunday, 10:05 p.m. The sports page with their Super Bowl preview. There's Anderson, who was upset by that foul. He now has 4. And he had, at least I think, every reason in the world to be upset. Our people in the truck thought so, too, because they thought the foul was on Larry Bird. So, obviously, Had some partners in that one, Bill, as Robert Parrish makes the strong move. Stefanovic lost the handle. Last touch by the Pacers.
Almost a good pass by Dennis Johnson, trying to get it underneath. The pass was not there, though. He might have wanted, should have thrown it across to Danny Ainge and hoped that he would get it back in there to him.
Danny Ainge couldn't get it up, but McHale can. Kevin McHale has 26 points, the biggest lead of the game for Boston at 14 with 6:15 to go here in the third quarter. Pacers all year long have had trouble in the third and fourth period when the opposition has outscored them. Wayman Tisdale from 15. He can shoot that 15-footer facing up. He's got 14 points.
Especially when he comes from the weak side of the baseline and catches the ball and shoots it.
Danny Ainge, and he bangs into Richardson. They're going to have a jump ball. Danny Ainge can't believe it. Because they almost broke my neck and want to have a jump ball. Look at Danny with his head down. Let's watch it again.
The ball lodge is what he called it.
Boom. Danny just got clubbed by Richardson. And they're going to have the jump ball right at half court. Larry Bird asking what happened. Casey Jones wondering as well.
The ball stuck momentarily, and that's always a jump ball.
Doesn't change the fact that Danny Ainge got hammered. That's Fleming with a good defensive play. Richardson with a nice follow. That's 14 for Richardson. Back to that 10-point advantage that the Celtics have had at the end of both the first quarter and the second quarter. 5.5 minutes to go in the third. Tisdale mismatch there. He's on Parrish.
And he pays for the mismatch.
Robert Parrish now has 18. Clark Kellogg is back in for Indiana. Stiefo up short. Kellogg is there. McHale made him change it. DJ, excellent play. And Kevin McHale is really upset.
He almost broke a finger there. He jammed a finger there on that one. I know that one.
He said,
he
nice
said,
pass.
Thanks, Dennis. Thanks for the help.
Yeah, but he also just pointed to him and said, nice pass, because he knows he should have had that one. He was upset with himself.
Well, that was not a nice pass. To get from that close to 100 miles an hour.
Well, he wants him to keep throwing him, though, Bill. See, if you're smart, that's what you say, even if it was a bad pass.
That's the way it works?
Tisdale from 17. He's got 16 points.
Now, you see what I would do, Rick? I would keep him shooting that shot until they defense did properly.
Three-pointer. Bird counted. He's got 3 now. 19 points for Larry Bird. He's 3 for 4 from three-point range. Fleming, Ainge with the body, no basket. That will be the third team foul against the Boston Celtics, and it will be the third foul against Danny Ainge.
You see, the way you be consistent, I think, Rick, as a ball club, if you have something that works, that's what you do most of the time. If this guy can get the ball at the foul line and make it, why make him do all these other stuff? Make the other team adjust, not him.
Bird to McHale, taken away by Fleming. Tisdale with 18 points. An 11-point lead for Boston. 3:40 to go, third period. They've got Stefanovic now on McHale inside. DJ watches Stansbury, who came into the ball game, go floating by like a butterfly.
Because when Stansbury jumps as hard as he can, he's up in the air for a while. He can really jump.
Tisdale from 18 feet.
A little bit out of his range. Free throw line's his range.
Robert Parrish over Tisdale. Stiefo with another rebound. First rebound of the second half for Stiefo. He had 10 early in the first half. Kellogg, McHale from the weak side. Fans wanted goaltending. DJ from Bird. He wanted a foul. He's not going to get it. Back come the Pacers. 4 against 4. Stansbury from 17. Tisdale with good hustle. Fleming counted if it goes. He'll be at the line for 2. Danny Ainge committed the foul. There's a timeout. It was 2:32 remaining here in the third quarter. There's the Indiana answer to Dancing Barry out here, along with 3 of the other
yeah, you know,
Bill's Bells.
They used to
call them Bill's Bells,
right,
actually,
Rick.
you know.
Hey, used to be Charlie's Angels. These are Rick's girls.
No, actually, there is Bill's Bells. That works better.
Hey, Rick, they didn't have I Love Rick across there. They had Rick and not Bill across their chest.
No, but it was some other guy named Barry. So
sure, right.
2:32 to go. The Celtics by 13. Fleming to the free throw line. Both teams doing, I would say, a respectable job from the free throw line.
That's respectable. Okay, Rick.
Who's going to miss first, Bill?
I'll tell you what I think. That's it. As soon as you...
Very good.
I think that was, there's no way he can make that, Rick. That's bad karma, you know.
Boston by 12. Boston shooting 58% in this period from the field. Indiana 50%. Garnett has come into the game for Indiana.
Rick, Kerry McHale and Dennis were both picking for each other. And no one took the release to get the ball. They were too busy hitting Pacers.
Seasting in for Boston along with Bill Walton. Walton is on Tisdale. Bird on Kellogg. Kellogg with 14 points. His first points of the second half. Inside now, 2 minutes to go, third period. Shot clock inside of 10 for Boston. Larry Bird. He is so smooth with those head fakes. Bird has 21. Fleming, too flat. McHale. DJ sees too many white shirts and holds it up, at least momentarily. He'll go to the line, and Tisdale is going to pick up
what he
his
did
fifth personal.
He sucked at the defense into thinking that he was looking for a pass, but he was looking to go to hoop all the time. Just waiting for the right moment.
Stuart Gray is coming in, as you see Wayman joining Herb Williams in the street clothes.
You mean you're going to sit next to him in his street clothes?
No, he's just going to join him and chat with him. Greg Kite with his first duty tonight, as McHale will get a rest.
His new duty and his new hairdo.
Yes, he does. He got the perm going for him. Reminder that we have more NBA action coming up this Monday. A doubleheader on Martin Luther King Day, Junior Day. New York Knicks at Philadelphia, 1:05 Eastern Time, followed by the Lakers at Chicago at 3:30. Skip and John will be there for all of that action. Then next Wednesday, the Lakers in Boston, 8:05 p.m. So put that one down as the rematch takes place. The first meeting of these two great teams. Stansbury. Kite had it, but Gray comes away with it. No, Garnett actually came away with it. Stansbury paid the price that time. Walton with the foul.
Now, that's the way you're supposed to hit those little guys when they come in, Rick. You don't hit them to hurt them.
I know.
But you hit them and let them know that don't come in here.
Bill with the body.
And you make sure that they don't make that shot. They're trying for a three-pointer.
Well, I don't know about you, Bill, but I'm really looking forward to next Wednesday's game to see the two best teams in the league. Two best records in the league going against one another. And there's that hairdo that Bill was talking about on Greg Kite as Clint Richardson comes in for Fleming.
You think it makes him look better? Okay, that's all right, Rick.
Do I ask you questions like that, Bill? I try to avoid asking you questions like that. That wasn't very nice. I think he looks terrific. Boston still in control by 12. 50 seconds to go here in the third period. Shot clock goes inside of 10. Gray against Walton. And Bill with a nice left-hander. Bill with 8 points. Matches the biggest lead of the game for Boston. 14 points.
Boy, that was a moving pick there.
He just bogarted Seasting out of the way as Stansbury comes up with his 10th and 11th points. Final 25 seconds, third period. Knocked away by Kellogg, but Walton, and he hasn't knocked away by Gray, so it'll still be Boston ball with 11 on the shot clock.
And now they'll do what they should have done in the first place.
What's that?
Set it up.
22nd timeout for the Boston Celtics as they'll discuss what play they'd like to run. And if
plays like that, the age KC 6 months in one quarter.
Indiana is going to have to play some good defense here and hope to get a basket for the last play of the quarter to still maintain only being behind by 10 points. They trail now by 12, and it's not exactly the team you would want to be trailing by 10 or 12 points going into the fourth period. The Boston Celtics have not really been known to relinquish a lead of that nature that often. They did it in our first game, though. Remember, 18 or 19 points ahead of the New Jersey Nets.
Too,
they did it. Well, Christmas was the real present.
Well, yeah, you got to have a holiday spirit.
Yeah, right. From 25 down. Sure, I'm sure that that made Christmas very enjoyable for KC. Shot clock goes down inside of 10. 7-second differential between the two clocks. Seasting with 2 on the shot clock. The former Pacer has 4 points. 5 seconds, 4 seconds, 3, 2, 1. Would have counted had it gone, but the Indiana Pacers have fallen even further behind the Boston Celtics. They had trailed by 10 at the end of the first and at the end of the half. And now they're looking at a 14-point differential, and it doesn't look real good for them. Along with Walton as Larry Bird goes to the bench. Wedman has joined the foray in the front court, along with Seasting and Rick Carlisle, who's come in the backcourt. It's going to be Garnett, Stansbury, Richardson, Kellogg, and Stepanovic for the Indiana Pacers as we get ready to play the last 12 minutes. And the Pacers do need a minor miracle here, Bill.
Or some great defense, whichever comes first.
Shot clock inside of 10. But Walton off the Stansbury miss.
That's no way to get that miracle.
Pacers back very well. Actually 3 against 5. Here comes Walton to make it 4 against 5. And now Parrish comes into the picture, and we're playing the way it was designed to be played. 5 on 5. Inside of 10 on the shot clock. Wedman with the 3-pointer. He said, if Larry can do it, I can do it. Scotty now with 5 points. And it's a 17-point advantage for the Celtics. And the skies are clouding over. Clint Richardson. That's a little ray breakthrough.
Yes.
Ray of sunshine. He's got 16 points.
As he came through a double pick. That was moving.
Hot
Look what I
potato.
found and lost.
And you can see why Stansbury goes into the slam dunk contest. He had pretty good elevation on that attempt. Of course, we look forward to watching him participate this year in the slam dunk contest. Hey,
Yeah,
Spud Webb's going to be in it. That's right, 5'7", all 5'7" of Spud Webb. Shot clock down to 8. Bad pass. Foul is going against Stansbury.
You know the difference I noticed, really big difference between these two teams, Rick, besides the Celtics being ahead by 15, is that the Pacers seem to be in a hurry with most of the things they do, and the Celtics seem to be taking their time.
I agree with you on a little roll to the basket by Parrish. He can't come away with it. Stansbury. Count it. Excellent individual effort on the part of Terrence Stansbury. He's got 13 points. 13-point Boston lead. 10-11 to go here in the fourth period. Let's watch Stansbury. We'll watch them take it right up the middle. Little crossover move. Wasn't much of a hole right there, but enough for Stansbury to get through. One thing I also noticed about the Pacers, Bill, and going along with what you said, which I agree with wholeheartedly, is that they are very tentative about that outside shooting. A lot of players get an open shot from 15 feet, and you can see them thinking about it. And if you have to think about it, you have a problem. Scott Wedman doesn't think about it.
If he did, it was a passing thought, I can tell you that.
In that case, a shooting thought. 7 for Scotty. Pacers been fighting an uphill battle all the way as they fell behind early. Garnett takes it home. That's one way to get the
missing layups.
Missing layups. Yes, exactly. He's got 4. 9.5 to go in the ball game. Kellogg with the foul with hand checking. George Irvin shouting out defensive instructions to his young ball club. They've actually improved their defense from last year, Bill, but they're still having problems getting their offense running the way George would like to see it run. Of course, injuries have been a big problem with that. They haven't had the team they expected to have on the court.
And they've got to learn patience.
Parrish will go to the free throw lines. Stipo with the rebound and with the foul.
Just as I said, patience, it's a good point there that he should have made him make that shot.
Well, you know, you talk about patience. I think patience goes along with confidence. Confidence is, of course, something that you only can get with time. And this is not a very experienced ball club, as we pointed out. Robert Parrish, a very experienced player.
That's one of those situations where you have to really figure out what your strengths are. And every time you hit a bad spot, you'll find that you've gone away from your strength. And so you turn around and say, okay, now let's go back to that.
Kellogg,
you give the guy a chance to play, but still you have a structure.
Scotty Wedman with the hot hand. Wedman now with 9. George Irvin's going to call a timeout. And again, you're talking about the Pacers trying to establish an identity, which they have not really been able to do. They've been struggling this entire ball game, and they're trailing now by 16. And a look at the men in scoreboard. One final in, the Washington Bullets victorious over the Nets. And in the 4th, Detroit leading Denver. Philadelphia at the half over Chicago. San Antonio big in the 2nd over the New York Knicks down in San Antonio. I ran into Mike Mathis, one of the officials who was in the game when Manute Bol got into that little altercation with Jawan Oldham.
You mean that fight, that near fight?
That near fight, yeah. I mean, he said when Manute got on top of him, it reminded him of thought like he had a line down there. He wasn't about to let him get up. 8:35 to go in this ball game. McHale is back in the ball game for Robert Parrish. Good block by Walton on Stefanovic, and Seestein controls it.
The easiest shot in basketball to block.
Why is that?
If you use the other hand, it is. If you use the opposite hand, the shooter uses it's the easiest shot in the world to block is the hook.
McHale picks Stefanovic picks up the foul. McHale will go to the line.
Except for the hook.
You mean the sky hook?
Right. That's the lone exception.
See, the 3rd against Stefanovic. It's the 4th team foul against the Pacers already, with 8:07 still remaining. The Celtics with only 1. So the Celtics can continue with that inside game. They'll get to the free throw line with regularity. See him 11th in the NBA in average points. Kevin McHale also is 10th in blocks, averaging almost 2 blocks a game. He had not played particularly well against the Pacers this season, scoring only 17 a game, but he's turned that around here tonight.
Only 17, Rick?
Well, for McHale, only 17, yes. For most players, you say doing great. Stefanovic, they wanted a foul against McHale. Seemed like a lot of contact.
He hit him on the hand.
That's Seestein. Seestein adds another nail into the coffin of the Pacers. Seestein has 6.
But he still should have got a free throw.
Biggest lead of the game at 20. Fleming is short. That was last touched by McHale, so it will be Pacer ball.
Now there goes.
Right on the, I hit him on the hand, but about at the wrist, which is supposed to be F-O-U-L.
Oh, there you go again, Rick.
But listen, it's easy when you have replays, you know. Larry Bird will be coming back in. That's a surprise. It's a 20-point advantage to get Larry back in. As Stansbury now has 16 points in the ball game. 18-point advantage for the Celtics. I really didn't think we'd see Larry again.
Why not? He likes to play.
Well, I know, but can also use a little rest every once in a while. Good defense by Kellogg.
He's still a kid. He doesn't need rest.
3-point. No, I thought he faked me out. Good pass to Kellogg inside. Walton with another block. One of the reasons they just wanted to get Bill Walton is Casey Jones will call a timeout, and Bill has been doing a marvelous job all season long with his rebounding, his passing, and his defense inside. Casey Jones and Larry Bird, what a combination they have been over the last several years. Of course, years ago, you remember that they said Casey really couldn't coach anymore in the league, right, Bill? And that, of course, came after that 75 championship for the team that I was on with Golden State in Washington. So, again, the experts are showing everybody just how much they really do know. We manage to do that quite often, don't we? Scotty Wedman. And he has really got the hot hand. He's got 11 off the bench. A strained Achilles tendon for Kevin McHale, who came out. That's probably why Larry Bird came back in, and Kevin has gone to the locker room. And hopefully for the Celtics, that is not going to be a severe injury, or at least a lingering injury. Fleming now has 9. 18-point lead for Boston. 5:55 to go in the game. Anderson has come back in for the Pacers. Tisdale also. Shot clock is at 7. Well, Bill Walton doing it all tonight. Bill's got double figures now. 10 points. Back to that 20-point advantage for Boston. Raymond Tisdale has now hit 20. Celtics in no hurry to get shots up. The clock's certainly their ally right now. Shot clock at 7. Bird, one of the few bad passes you'll see him make. Good anticipation by Stansbury to cut it and knock off the
when you jump up in the air, to pass, you lose a lot of things besides options.
In this case, they lost the ball. Tisdale with an air ball. Anderson. Ron Anderson. He's got double figures now at 10. David Thurkill will be coming into the ball game for the Celtics for Hissler for duty tonight. Stansbury off the Bird miss. Anderson with 12. You can see why they're happy with the play of Anderson. It's a 14-point lead now as the Pacers try to put some pressure on.
Rick, what they may have picked up in statistics, they may have lost in leadership.
Well, obviously they weren't real happy with that.
Because it hasn't really changed, basically, the win-loss percentage.
Larry Bird with another outstanding pass. Carlisle with the easy 2 points. Carlisle has got 4 in the game. Well, I talked to George about that, but they didn't really think that Quinn Buckner was supplying that type of leadership. Well, that's one of the reasons they felt that they could let him go. As Thurkill will come into the ball game now, and Larry Bird will go to the bench.
But you got to know that guys dealing with a team every day has to know more about it than guys from a little distance.
Even from the Indiana campus.
I didn't say that. I'm staying out of that. This is Indiana. Great shot by Walton. He says, what's the record in this place?
Bill Walton was 12. Timeout for the Indiana Pacers. 3:40 to go in this ball game, and the Celtics are in total control. The Sixers, and then Skip and John will bring you the action of the Lakers at Chicago at 3:30. And then on Wednesday, well, we're all looking forward to that one for the Lakers at Boston. The first time they'll have met there since Game 6 when the Lakers won the NBA championship last season. The two best teams in the league going head-to-head against one another. Of course, if they go head-to-head, it usually is against one another, isn't it, Bill? McLean is into the game for his first tour of duty. Fleming has 11 now. Pacers going to go with trapping defense, trying to get a lot of turnovers, but they only have 3 minutes and 5 seconds to get it done. It's Boston ball. Last touch by Fleming. 10 seconds on the shot clock. 16-point advantage for Boston. Kite has come back in. All the reserves playing for K.C. Jones. Carlisle up short. Anderson comes away with it. Fleming crashes into Wedman. No foul. Kite had it knocked away, but was able to retrieve it. Shot clock at 8. C-Sting. It'll be Pacer ball. 2:31 to go.
This is the type of play that the Boston plays when they're blowing leads. Now, if Indiana can not throw the ball away. You see, because reserves, when Red used to get mad at reserves, is that if you went out there and playing like the game was over.
They're playing the other team's tempo.
Yes, and just goofing off and taking bad shots, not passing the ball, not playing good defense. That would upset him more than anything. You should go out there in your reserve and work on playing hard as you can and trying to score when you should, play the defense and make the passes you should make.
And execute the offense the way it was designed to be run.
And if you do that, then if someone gets hurt or you get unusual foul trouble when you go in the ball game, you're ready to play.
Third kill to the free throw line. Martin has come into the game for the Pacers. Anderson goes to the bench. David, third kill. His first points. Third kill was added to the Boston roster on the 5th of December, replacing Sly Williams, who was waived on the 2nd of December. See the fans filing out as we go inside of 2 minutes left in the ball game. So a disappointed sellout crowd here at Market Square Arena. Bill Martin, third kill. C-Sting to Wedman. Scotty wasted no time. Scott Wedman has 13 points, and that tells the whole story. A 19-point advantage for the Boston Celtics. 1:35 to play. Gray is coming also. He's up against Kite inside. So a little court time now for the reserves of both ball clubs. Gray with an air ball. I mean, that was Barnett with an air ball and Gray with the rebound. And Greg Kite with his first personal foul. Only the second Boston team foul. First in the last 2 minutes. Not that it really matters, but the Pacers will be in the penalty from this point forward. Stuart Gray, not a particularly good free throw shooter. And the Pacers, unfortunately, this year, Bill, not a particularly good basketball team.
Could be worse.
Well, they've only won 10 games, and they are certainly struggling.
It would be decidedly worse, Rick, if you were coaching and with the same record.
Please. I really sympathize with George Irvin and what he's going through. That can't be easy.
Rick, you have no idea how difficult it is. ball club that's not playing well. Because when teams don't play well, it's more than just, quote, lack of talent.
Donnie Walsh, assistant coach. George Irvin, I think that picture right there told the story of the season for the Pacers. Also a little upset behind their assistant coach, Mel Daniels. One of the jobs in this country that is, I think, one of the most difficult, being a coach of a professional team. As Gray scores inside, with 52 seconds remaining, it's a 16-point lead for the Boston Celtics. Pacers will be going down to their 29th defeat this season. Celtics with their 29th victory. Only a 58 game spread there, no big problem. Third kill, short again. Gray to Stansbury. We've got 30 seconds left.
Good hustle by Redmond.
Celtic ball.
And the few remaining fans, about 10,000 of them, 15,000 of them left.
Get their final booze of the evening in.
This is a beautiful facility here, isn't it?
Yes, the people are really very nice and accommodating. Good old Hoosier hospitality as Carlisle scores inside with 11 seconds remaining. Carlisle has 6 for the game. And it's an 18-point lead for Boston. It's 6 seconds to go. 5. Martin. 2. And that will take care of it. So the Boston Celtics continue to roll along as they come away victorious now and have a 12-7 road record, a 29-8 record. They win 123-105. We're going to take a little pause right now, and then we'll be back with our player of the game and some final comments. Our light beer and Turner Broadcasting most valuable player of the game is Kevin McHale. 28 points, 7 rebounds, 2 blocks, another outstanding effort on the part of the big man. And light beer from Miller is proud to present a check for $500 to the National Multiple Sclerosis Foundation